What if I told you the biggest wealth killer on the road isn't a mortgage? It's a $100,000 pickup you'll never actually use. Imagine a glossy beast parked on your suburban driveway. Its chrome glinting in the morning sun while your bank account bleeds in silence. Do you really need a rugged image to prove you're successful? Or is it just a clever sales trap? If this is blowing your mind, hit that subscribe button and stay with me, because we're about to pull the curtain back on a financial nightmare you didn't even know you signed up for. I've spent the last decade sitting at the intersection of personal finance and consumer psychology, guiding thousands of people to see through the glitter and keep their cash flowing. In the world of vehicles, there's a term that's been whispered in forums and late-night conversations: the pavement princess. It's a pickup that's more fashion accessory than work tool, a status symbol that never sees a load heavier than a grocery bag. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why that $80,000 truck is a silent retirement killer and, more importantly, what you can do right now to protect your wealth. First, let's trace the evolution from Iron Horse to Ivory Tower. In the early 1900s, pickups were built for farms and construction sites. A 50-year-old Ford F-100 could haul a trailer full of hay, pull a plow, and still have enough torque to climb a steep hill. Those machines were simple: a sturdy frame, a work-ready bed, and a price tag that matched their function. Fast forward to the 1990s and 2000, and you'll see a sharp pivot. Manufacturers began adding chrome trim, leather seats, massive infotainment screens, and optional sunroofs. Sales data shows that from 1 million units sold in 1998, the market swelled to 2.7 million by 2022, while the average manufacturer's suggested retail price jumped 180%. The advertising playbook changed just as dramatically. No longer were you seeing a truck slogging through mud with a tagline that read, "Built for the job." Instead, the screen filled with a sleek vehicle cruising a coastal highway, a family laughing in the back seat, and a voiceover promising the ultimate lifestyle statement. The message shifted from utility to identity. So how did a tool for moving pallets become a symbol of "I've made it"? The answer lies in the price inflation and the financing trap that follows. Let's break down the numbers. A base model today starts around $35,000. Add a luxury trim, and you're looking at $80,000. Throw in a limited edition package, and you're staring at $100,000 or more. Most buyers don't pull out cash. They sign up for a 72-month loan with an annual percentage rate hovering between 4 and 6%. That translates to a monthly payment that easily tops $1,500 on a $90,000 vehicle. Over the life of the loan, you'll have paid more than $30,000 in interest alone. Now, consider the opportunity cost. If you took that $90,000 and placed it in a diversified portfolio earning a modest 7% annual return, you'd be looking at roughly $180,000 after 10 years. Instead, you're paying interest that could have doubled your net worth. The cycle deepens when owners refinance to keep cash flow smooth, add aftermarket accessories, or chase the next special edition. Each new upgrade is another layer of debt, another drain on the future you're trying to build. If you've ever felt that familiar knot in your stomach when you glance at your loan statement, smash that like button because you're not alone, and let's keep digging. Why does this trap feel so irresistible? The answer is rooted in psychology, not engineering. Humans are wired for social signaling. Owning a massive, high-tech pickup sends a message of capability, even if the biggest load you ever haul is a bag of groceries. Marketers have tapped into that desire by tying trucks to masculinity and success, crafting ads that portray the driver as a modern-day pioneer conquering the urban jungle. Those images reinforce a belief that you need a rugged vehicle to validate your status. Add to that the confirmation bias that fuels online communities. Forums, clubs, and social media groups become echo chambers where every testimonial praises the smart purchase, the investment in personal branding. When you start to see yourself as part of that tribe, the sunk cost fallacy kicks in. After spending $75,000, the idea of walking away feels like a betrayal of your identity, even if the vehicle no longer serves a practical purpose. Now, before we move on to the hidden costs that keep the money flowing out of your pocket, I want to hear from you. What's the most extravagant vehicle you've ever considered, and what was the real reason behind it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm genuinely curious about your perspective. In the next segment, we'll uncover the hidden fees, insurance premiums, and depreciation curves that turn a shiny purchase into a financial black hole. We'll also explore a concrete escape plan that lets you reclaim your cash flow without sacrificing the image you've built. Stay tuned, because the truth we're about to reveal could change the way you view every big-ticket purchase forever. First, let's peel back the glossy veneer that the manufacturers and dealers put on these high-end pickups and expose the hidden fees that creep into your monthly statement like a silent tax collector. When you walk onto a showroom floor and see a price tag that reads $8,000, the salesperson will quickly add a line item for destination charge, which is essentially a freight fee for moving the vehicle from the factory to the dealership. That number alone can be $2,000 or more, and it's non-negotiable because it's baked into the invoice. Then there's the preparation fee, a vague surcharge for detailing that can be another $1,000, and a documentation fee that varies by state but often sits in the range of $500 to $800. Those costs are presented as mandatory, and most buyers never question them because they're buried under the shine of chrome and the promise of a luxury experience. Beyond the initial purchase price, the financing structure adds another layer of hidden expense. Most buyers opt for a loan term that stretches well beyond 5 years. Some even choose a 72-month term because the monthly payment looks manageable. However, the longer you extend the loan, the more interest you pay over the life of the vehicle. At a typical annual percentage rate of 4 to 6%, a $90,000 truck can accrue close to $30,000 in interest alone if you stretch the term to 72 months. That means you're paying roughly $1,500 a month, but only a fraction of that goes toward reducing the principal balance. The rest is pure interest, and the lender collects that interest while the vehicle's value continues to decline. Speaking of decline, let's talk about depreciation, the silent bankrupting force that hits the moment you drive the truck off the lot. A brand new pickup can lose up to 20% of its value in the first 12 months, and by the end of the 5th year, it can be worth less than 50% of the original price. That depreciation curve is steep enough that even if you keep the truck for 10 years, you'll likely still owe more than it's worth if you finance the full amount. The math is simple. You start with a $90,000 loan, you pay down the principal slowly, and the vehicle's market value drops faster than your equity builds. When the time comes to sell or trade in, you're faced with a negative equity situation. Your loan balance exceeds the resale value, forcing you either to roll the deficit into a new loan or to pay the difference out of pocket. Insurance premiums add yet another hidden drain. Because luxury trucks are classified as high-value assets, insurers charge higher rates to cover the cost of repairs and the risk of theft. A standard midsize sedan might cost a few $100s a month in insurance, but a top-tier pickup can push that number into the range of $1,000 to $1,500 a month, especially if you add optional coverage for custom wheels, advanced driver assist systems, or off-road equipment. Those add-ons are marketed as essential for protecting your investment, but they effectively double or triple the cost of simply owning the vehicle. And because insurance costs are tied directly to the vehicle's market value, any depreciation you experience also reduces the actual cash value coverage, leaving you with a gap that you'll have to pay out of pocket if a claim arises. Maintenance and fuel are often dismissed as routine expenses, yet they become substantial when you consider the scale of these trucks. The larger engine displacements and heavier frames mean the fuel consumption per 100 miles can be well above 20 miles per gallon, even for the most efficient models. If you drive an average of 15,000 miles a year, that translates to roughly 750 gallons of gasoline annually. At a typical price per gallon of $4, you're looking at $3,000 a year just for fuel. Then there's the cost of tire replacements. These trucks use specialized, high-performance tires that can run $4,000 to $6,000 for a full set. Brake pads, suspension components, and regular service intervals also cost more because the parts are larger and the labor hours are higher. Over a 10-year ownership horizon, those maintenance costs can easily exceed $10,000, a figure that most buyers never factor into their decision-making process. Now that we've uncovered the hidden fees, the towering interest, the relentless depreciation, the inflated insurance, and the ongoing maintenance, the picture becomes clear. The luxury pickup is engineered to bleed cash from your wallet while simultaneously feeding the illusion of status. The next logical question is, how How do you break free from this trap without feeling like you've abandoned the identity you've built around the truck? The answer lies in a three-step escape plan that combines strategic refinancing, disciplined asset liquidation, and a mindset shift toward authentic value. Step 1 is to audit your current loan. Pull the latest statement, note the remaining balance, the interest rate, and the remaining term. Then shop around for a lower interest refinance option. Even a 1-point reduction in the annual percentage rate can shave thousands off the total interest you'll pay over the life of the loan. Many banks and credit unions offer special rates for borrowers with good credit, and some even have programs specifically for vehicle consolidation. The key is to act quickly before the loan term runs too deep, because the longer you wait, the less impact a refinance will have. Step 2 is to assess the resale value of your truck in the current market. Use reputable valuation tools, check recent listings for comparable models, and consider the condition of your vehicle. If you have a high-trim, limited edition model, you may be able to command a premium on the used market. Don't be shy about selling to a private buyer rather than trading in at a dealership. Private sales often fetch 20% more. If you still have negative equity after the sale, you have a few options. You can roll the remaining balance into a lower-cost vehicle loan, or you can use a personal loan to cover the shortfall, which typically comes with a lower interest rate than a vehicle loan. The goal is to replace the high-maintenance, high-depreciation asset with something that aligns with your actual transportation needs, perhaps a mid-size sedan or a compact SUV that costs less to insure, fuel, and maintain. Step 3 is the most subtle but arguably the most powerful. Shift your identity away from the truck as a status symbol and toward a narrative of financial freedom. This is where the psychological battle ends and the strategic victory begins. Start by redefining what success looks like in your life. Instead of measuring achievement by the size of your vehicle, measure it by the growth of your net worth, the increase in your passive income streams, or the amount of debt you've eliminated. Share your new goals with friends or on social media. Public commitment can reinforce the new identity. When you feel the urge to upgrade or to accessorize your new, modest vehicle, ask yourself whether that purchase will bring you closer to financial independence or simply satisfy a fleeting desire for attention. The more you practice this mental discipline, the less power the old pavement princess narrative will have over your decisions. Let's put this plan into a concrete example so you can see how the numbers line up. Imagine you have a $90,000 truck with a remaining balance of $55,000 and an interest rate of 5.5%, with 24 months left on the loan. You refinance at a 3.5% rate, which reduces your monthly payment by roughly $120. Over the remaining 2 years, that saves you about $2,900 in interest. Next, you list the truck for private sale and receive a fair market price of $35,000. You use the proceeds to pay down the loan, leaving you with a remaining balance of $25,000. You then take a personal loan at 3% to cover that amount, which you use to purchase a reliable mid-size sedan for $23,000. The new vehicle's insurance is half that of the truck, its fuel consumption is double the mileage per gallon, and its maintenance costs are roughly a third of what you were paying. In the first year after the switch, you'll likely see a cash flow improvement of $4,000 or more, money that can be redirected into an emergency fund, a retirement account, or a side hustle that generates passive income. Over a 5-year horizon, the compound effect of that extra cash flow, combined with the lower depreciation rate of the sedan, could mean an additional net worth gain of $35,000, a figure that far outweighs the intangible cool factor you gave up. You might be thinking, but I love the way the truck looks, the way it feels. That's a valid feeling, and you don't have to abandon your love for trucks entirely. The key is to enjoy them on your own terms, not as a financial burden. If you truly adore the driving experience, consider renting a truck for occasional weekend trips or joining a local club that offers shared ownership. This way, you still get the thrill without the full-time expense. The principle applies to any high-ticket item that promises status. Find a way to experience it without letting it drain your bank account. Now that we've mapped out the hidden costs and the practical steps to escape, let's recap the core takeaways so they stick. The first point is that the advertised price of a luxury pickup is just the tip of the iceberg. Destination fees, preparation charges, and documentation fees add thousands before you even sign the contract. The second point is that financing over an extended term turns a manageable monthly payment into a massive interest burden that can eclipse the vehicle's original price. Third, depreciation works against you from day one, creating a situation where you owe more than the truck is worth for years. Fourth, insurance, fuel, and maintenance are disproportionately high for these trucks, further eroding cash flow. Finally, the psychological pull of the rugged image is a powerful but misleading driver of purchase decisions, and the only way to neutralize it is to replace that identity with one anchored in financial health and genuine value. If any of this resonated with you, hit the like button. Your engagement tells the platform that you want more deep dive financial content, and it helps others who are stuck in the same trap find this video. And if you've already taken steps to cut the cord on a high-maintenance vehicle, share your story in the comments. Your experience could be the catalyst that pushes someone else to make a change. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a challenge. Take out a pen and paper or open a note on your phone and write down 3 specific actions you'll take this week to assess your current vehicle's financial impact. Maybe it's pulling your loan statement, checking your insurance quote for a smaller car, or simply researching resale values online. Commit to completing those actions within the next 72 hours. The act of writing it down turns an abstract idea into a concrete plan, and that small step often sparks a cascade of smarter decisions. If you found this deep dive useful, consider subscribing so you don't miss future episodes where we dissect other hidden wealth-draining habits, from premium coffee subscriptions to fancy gym memberships. Remember, the journey to financial freedom isn't about making one massive sacrifice. It's about consistently shedding the invisible costs that keep you chained to a lifestyle you don't truly need. Keep questioning, keep analyzing, and keep building a future where your money works for you, not the other way around. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we explore how the smartphone upgrade cycle is silently eating your retirement savings. Until then, stay sharp, stay disciplined, and keep your cash flow flowing.